History is often remembered through wars, revolutions, and famous speeches. But sometimes, the fate of an entire nation can be threatened by something far smaller. A single letter, written in secret, never meant to be seen by the public. And yet, if it had been revealed at the wrong moment, it could have destroyed the United States before it truly began. This is the story of the letter that almost shattered America. In the late 1700s, the American Revolution had finally succeeded. The war was over. The British had been defeated. Independence had been won. But peace brought a new problem, one far more dangerous than war. The colonies were no longer united by a common enemy. They were divided by fear. The newly independent states did not trust one another. Some feared a strong central government. Others feared chaos without one. Many Americans believed that freedom itself was fragile, that power, once concentrated, would inevitably turn into tyranny. The question facing the young nation was simple, yet terrifying. How do you build a government strong enough to survive, but weak enough not to become a new monarchy? In 1787, delegates from the states gathered in Philadelphia. Their mission was to fix the Articles of Confederation, a weak system that had left the nation unstable and nearly bankrupt. But behind closed doors, something unexpected happened. They decided not to fix the old system. They decided to replace it entirely. What followed was one of the most secretive meetings in American history. The windows were shut, guards stood outside, delegates swore not to reveal what was discussed. Inside that room, the future of America was being argued, fiercely. Large states fought small states. Federalists clashed with anti-federalists. Some wanted a powerful president, others feared creating a king. The debates were so intense that several delegates threatened to walk out. The Constitution was far from guaranteed. One man watched all of this with deep concern, Thomas Jefferson. At the time, Jefferson was not even in America. He was serving as ambassador to France. But what made Jefferson dangerous to the fragile unity of the nation was not his absence, it was his words. From across the Atlantic, Jefferson began writing letters. Letters filled with doubt, letters filled with fear. In private correspondence, he questioned the proposed Constitution. He worried it gave too much power to the central government. He feared the absence of a Bill of Rights. He warned that liberty could be lost in the name of stability. And in one letter, he wrote words that could have ignited a political firestorm. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. To Jefferson, this was philosophy. To a young, unstable nation, it was dynamite. If those words had been widely published at the wrong moment, they could have destroyed public trust. Americans were exhausted from war. They wanted peace, order, and certainty. Jefferson's words suggested rebellion was inevitable, even necessary. Opponents of the Constitution could have used his letters as proof that the new government was already corrupt. Supporters feared chaos. The nation stood on a knife's edge, and yet something remarkable happened. Jefferson chose restraint. Despite his doubts, he did not openly attack the Constitution during its ratification. Instead, he trusted others, especially James Madison, to push for amendments after the government was formed. The letters remained private. The Constitution passed. America survived its most fragile moment. Soon after, Jefferson's fears were addressed. The Bill of Rights was added. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, protection from tyranny. The compromise worked, but history rarely pauses to consider what almost happened. If Jefferson's letters had been published too early, if public confidence had collapsed, if the states had rejected the Constitution, the United States might have fractured into rival nations. No single America, no unified Constitution, no enduring republic, just a failed experiment in freedom. The early United States did not survive because everyone agreed. It survived because people disagreed and still chose unity. Because they argued fiercely, yet stepped back from the brink. Because sometimes the most powerful act in history is not speaking louder, but knowing when not to speak at all. History is not only shaped by battles and heroes, it is shaped by restraint, by silence, by letters never meant for the world. And sometimes, the future of a nation depends on what remains unread. This is ChronoStories, true history, told through stories.